This story has just passed down about the most famous photo in American history, taken on February 23rd, 1945. For 70 years, we pretty much knew that going left to right, these 6 Marines were Ira Hayes, Franklin Sowsley, Michael Strank, John Bradley, Rene Gagnon, and Harlan Block. It is no exaggeration to say that Eric studied and looked at this picture and all the photographs taken on Iwo Jima in February and March 1945 more than anybody else has over the past 70 years. And he was able to prove that this man was not John Bradley. He was also able to determine this, that the man to the left, Franklin Sowsley, was actually the man we thought was John Bradley. But then the question was, then who is this guy? Eric was able to demonstrate to the Marine Corps that this man, Harold Schultz, was the man that we thought was Franklin Sowsley.
One of the great things that I looked at over and over again when I did my research was the video by Bill Gnaust, who was basically standing next to Joe Rosenthal as he took the famous photograph. But we actually see another kind of mystery Marine hop in as the flag's about to get put up, and as soon as it goes up, he hops out. So even the guys that were standing around him might not have known who was, part of this team that raised this flag. So a lot of what we did early on was just try to identify pieces of John Bradley's uniform and equipment that distinguish him. When you really look at that figure in the center there, on both sides of his hips, he's got these big rectangular boxy bags that are his corpsman bags that have all of his medical supplies in it. And that's, a pretty big differentiator between a corpsman and a Marine.
And you can see that utility belt just contains totally different things than a Marine's utility belt over here. You could see there's John Bradley, and He cuffed his pants.
Definitely, it's very distinguishing how Bradley is wearing his. The Marines corpsman, you would have been issued a herringbone twill utility cap. So it's kind of like a cotton material, and it's got that little brim there that you can see kind of sticking out underneath some of these guys' helmets.
The flag raiser has one of those soft knit utility caps underneath the helmet.
Bradley, in all the photos that we see of him, did not have one on. So all of these photos, it looked like there was a man in the photograph that had a large scar on his cheek. Then I came to think, you know what? That's a shadow. It's a shadow from this liner chin strap. The key was that this guy had something weird hanging from the front of his helmet. And there it is.
So you knew that the guy with the dangling strap was the guy in the Franklin Sowsley position.
Yeah, that was for sure.
But you didn't know who he was.
This is a very high-resolution image zoomed in on the gung-ho photo that the Marine Corps put out about a year ago. There's that liner chin strap hanging. There's the shadow. You can see his giant nose. It's like everything kind of comes together in this photograph, and you're like, that's the guy. And a lot of people thought I was a traitor. They thought, why on earth would you question this, For me, it's always been about all of these guys they're laying there on that island and what they did, the sacrifices, and what they did to preserve our country and our freedoms and the nation that we have had for those 75 plus years since then.